Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Libby if you don't know. If you're new to the channel, like I said, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. It's nice to have you back. I share a lot of different videos about a lot of different things, so please hit that subscribe button and let's get into the show. So today I decided, with a lot of students and teachers starting back at school this week and next week, and even some, my cousin even started like 2 weeks ago, I think, about. So I figured it would just be a good time to kind of do a video about things to remember going into a new school year, that I think are really important, whether it's our parents, teachers, other students, things that I think are really important. So one, I think it's very important for people to remember that kids, each one, are so drastically different. And sometimes what may work for one may not work for another. Certain sentiments for like learning, like, oh, if you do, each student is so vastly different that it's just like one way of learning something may work for one student, but the other student, they might not understand it at all from that way of being taught. And that you really just have to take the time to figure out each specific, like, the student and what works best for them, whether they're your student, or you're like the principal and they're just part of your school district, or whether you're their parent, or a paraprofessional in the classroom. It's just important to really understand that. And I think another thing with the school year to understand is to give grace to teachers. One thing I think some parents do not fully comprehend is how much a teacher does. And not even just at school. On their days off, all the money they put into they spend their own personal money sometimes, like they take time out of the day to do, like, teachers do a lot. And I feel like, and it's not just parents too, like other people, just whether it's on social media or like lawmakers, like, don't fully comprehend all that teachers do, and that they do a lot, and that we just really need to give them grace and to not just automatically just get down their throats when like something doesn't happen the way you want it, or you don't just call the teacher and be like, take time to put yourself in their shoes and try to have that perspective and say, okay, well, what's going on here, and try to just be an adult and have a conversation with them. Maybe they didn't handle a situation with your child the best way you thought, and maybe you could just sit down and say, hey, I didn't like how this was handled. Can we please, like, this is how I think it should have handled, like, what, and have a nice one-on-one conversation as adults, which I think is very important. And then another one is mental health of children is a big thing. I think when the school year starts, so much more stress gets added to kids with homework, with grades, with sports, and all the extracurricular activities they're doing and the volunteering they're doing. And some students are doing college tours, are working on applications, are studying to get ready for the ACTs and SATs. And some of them are even doing college classes in high school. So it's just like, that can be very stressful, especially at that age where like they're learning who they are kind of in life. And I think that's one thing, is we really need to make sure that we're checking in with all these kids and making sure that we're giving them not just per school district, but as a society in whole, correct mental health to help them deal with, honestly, they're growing up. They're becoming who they are. Like, they're blossoming, they're learning, their brains are developing. That's a vital time to make sure we're really helping them and with their mental health, so that way it doesn't cause bad repercussions later in life. Like for me, if I would have got proper mental health when I was younger, maybe things wouldn't have gotten so bad and escalated to the point where they did, and I wouldn't have to gone through eating disorder treatment as much as I did, or things wouldn't have been as bad when I first went into eating disorder treatment, and then I wouldn't have had, it would have been, it's just getting that proper mental health for kids is just so important. So if you see your kids struggling, whether that you're a teacher or you're a parent or a paraprofessional, or even if you're a friend and you're a student yourself and you see your friend kind of struggling, reach out. Don't shame kids for going to therapy. That is, I think, such an important thing to remember this school year. If someone is taking a medication like a depression or anxiety med, or someone's going to therapy once a week or even twice a month, like, do not shame them for that. Heck to the no. Like, they are doing what they need to better themselves and to live their best life and to be happy and healthy and whole. And that is something that should not be at all shamed. Another thing is, not with stigmas too, I feel like in elementary not so much, because the kids are so young and more innocent, I should say. Not all of them are like innocent, but especially like kindergarten to like 4th grade, they're a little bit more innocent and just more friendly and just more accepting of people. But I feel like in middle school and high school especially, it's important to remember that there are kids with special needs. They really are, and that's just a part of society, and it doesn't make them worse or better. It's them. Like, it's just who they are, and we shouldn't shame them for that. We should make sure that we're being mindful that they're being treated with dignity and respect. Some students at an older age may need help being fed at lunch. Some students may need a helper in the classroom because they have developmental issues. Some students may need help being changed because they have to wear Depends. Like, some students may have severe ADHD or autism. Like, those are real things, and we should be treating each and every student with dignity and respect. Because no matter if they can't speak and they have a talking device and they slobber and drool, they should still be cleaned up, talked to like a normal human being, and treated as such, because it is so important to their health. And I try to put myself in their shoes. If I was like them, how would I want to be treated? And that is something that I think is super mindful for everybody to just keep in mind with those type of things. So, yeah. And then another thing is, give yourself grace. Whether you're a student, whether you're a teacher, just remember that you just need to put in your best effort. Put in your best effort. Do the best for your students. Do the best for your grades, for your life. Like, just put in the effort. Maybe you can't get all A's. Maybe you're a B student. But just put in the effort and just do your best. Study for your test. Don't slack off. Do your homework. Like, make sure you take care of your students and have things prepared for your students. Like, just do your best, and that's all anyone can ask of you. And don't get down on yourself if you feel like you're not good enough. Because whether you're a teacher, student, principal, just doing your best, that is all anyone can ask. Whether it's a parent can ask of a teacher, or a parent can ask of their child, or a teacher can ask of a student. All it's just to do your best. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Love you all.